Hello, I'm Tal Thevenot with Aquaterre Outdoors. Thanks for joining us. I've got John Lively with John Lively & Associates here. So we've had the opportunity to work on many projects together. One that I think is really going to be significant for both of us is a project in Hills of Kingswood in Frisco, Texas. We're getting close to breaking ground on that project, but what influenced the design? I mean, it's just amazing.
It's a very unique home. A lot of it was the client had some unusual requests. One not being a whole lot of windows in the front and maximizing all the glass in the back, which is all the views. The lot was a lot of challenges in it, which you know. So it's a multi-tiered 3-story home going down a hill. Garages at the lower part of the hill getting down there. And then which you're involved now with the landscaping and pools is the multi-tier pools that are going into it too. So it's been,
I think we have 7
but very unique.
7 bodies of water.
7. I didn't know that till today, but I mean, there's a lot everywhere, but I didn't know.
Yes. It's going to be a very precarious build, but super exciting.
Yeah.
So what led you to architecture and design?
Like most kids coming out of high school, I didn't know what to do too much, but in the middle of high school, I opened a deck building company. I called it Ta-Da Deck Builders. Really, the whole thing's 80s, total 80s.
Nice.
And had a trailer and a Jeep and just went and built decks and stuff like that. So once I finished high school, I started making quite a bit of money doing it. And I realized that I liked the construction aspect of it and kind of direction, and tried architecture school and went through it. And,
awesome.
And then went through the industry and worked through all these years and realized I was more of a creator than more of, wanted to do more of the creating of the design than less construction, which everybody does in architecture world, but it was a passion for it, how to do it and do it properly. So I worked for the right companies and at some point realized commercial buildings weren't my thing and sticking to residential, and then realizing not doing standard residential and doing something that sets apart different things as a drive, and off it went.
Your architecture designs certainly speak for themselves.
I appreciate it.
They're great. It's such an honor to create these spaces, these environments, and really be able to pull people together and create community, right? And so I know you guys take a lot of pride in everything you do, but what do you think sets your team apart from some of the other firms in the region?
Well, there's a big term out there that's extremely popular, boutique firm. Boutique firms are just smaller firms that are more hands-on. You're not using a large firm, but lately it seems like a lot of the big firms are saying they're boutique firms when they got 20, 30 employees, but we're a small office, so we have 8 to 10 typically. And the reason I like that, I was a lot larger at one point and downscaled due to the fact that I like to be hands-on on everything. And when you get that scale, there's too many people involved and you have different things, and so it's very important for me to be involved all the way through the process, design and things like that. And that's, at the end of the day, it pays off and the clients are happy, and it's something different than, the other firms can do,
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
When somebody's preparing to embark on whether it's a new build or remodel or just an overall large home project, what are some key points or advice that you could offer to them?
They come in all different directions, but the one thing they usually typically do is come full a handful of pictures and things, and it helps. It gives us the idea of the direction they're wanting to go, kind of what their styling and looking is. But kind of one of the biggest things we're having to explain to them sometimes is they're tearing something out of a magazine, and we're like going, hey, it took the architecture firm and designers typically 6 months to a year to curate the drawings and get everything ready and prepped, and then you got permitting and the builder, and it takes a year and a half to build, and then you got to wait till spring to take pictures, and by the time it's done, you're looking at a picture that's almost 3 years ago that just got published this month, and we're already on to something else. Not to be too termy or things like that, but styles consistently keep changing. I mean, you want to keep the original historic styling of it, but everything's adapt.
I certainly have my views on how great landscape architecture, or just great design in general add value, not only to a home but to a property. In your words, how do you think great design adds value?
Tremendously. It's just it's so important. At the end of the day, it's everything about it. The approach to the house, when you're seeing the structure and the styling of it, good architecture is when you walk through the door, you've already had experience of what you're about to experience from the outside when looking in, and you walk in, it needs to carry that through. You need to have stuff for art walls and not entry closets, and we'll have closets, but they're all hidden. Design is design all the way through. Where the beds go, we do all the furniture placing. I'm not an interior designer. Don't want to be, but my vision is to show the clients, hey, this is where, when you're sitting, what you're looking at, how it's capturing your yard. Now the yards, I mean, look at this,
Right.
The exteriors are a resort, and these people want to live They,
Absolutely.
they get tired of
Yeah.
so much traveling in life. They just want to have their own, resort type area, and so everything's got to focus onto that. So
Absolutely.
it's great architecture. At the end of the day, is it not everything. It's all the trades that are involved.
Yeah,
It's,
of course.
the upper levels.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, not just, often it starts with the home builder and then the architects are
Yes.
brought in and on even engineers and all
Yeah.
the trades, landscape architects, interior designers. It's everybody that, feeds into
Yes.
that creates a
And
successful project.
historically, we have people that do, for business reasons or something, they got to relocate, and when put their house up there, immediately they're upbidded and everything
Yeah.
else just by the quality of architecture and everything else involved. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, anything you would like to share in closing with our followers?
No, I enjoy working with you. We've done a lot of projects together. What we do as a team, by the end of the day, it's all coherent and looks the way it should, and what people should expect and the quality and everything about it. But no, appreciate it. Appreciate sitting here
Thank
with
you. And John, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Appreciate
Always enjoy
Thanks,
working
man.
with you.